Welcome to physics. Today I am going to discuss the branches of physics that are most important in order to understand the physics in a very brilliant manner. So some of them that are important, but one of the most that is one of the oldest and having the greater scope, having the greater importance, having the greater work, having the greater contribution given by the scientists, that is the mechanics. Actually, as physics starts, scientists begin to think that whatever the objects that move in our surrounding, whether they should be in the sky, whether they should be on the roads, whether they should be on the earth, whether they should be on any planet, or whatever the planets, whatever the things, whatever the smaller particles that are microscopic, whatever the macroscopic particle, they move means they have the nature of the moving objects, and they are the moving because they have the secret is force behind them. Means force is the secret or tendency that makes an object to move. So mechanics is the oldest branch of the physics which deals with the moving objects under the reference of the force. So mechanics deals with the macroscopic objects. Macroscopic objects. Actually, macroscopic objects are those objects which are studied by the larger size objects. Means that those objects having the larger size that we can see through microscope, they are known as the macroscopic objects. Means those objects which we cannot see, which we can see without any microscope, which we can see through our naked eyes, they are known as the macroscopic objects. And that macroscopic objects are studied under the mechanics. So mechanics deals with only the macroscopic objects that we can see through our naked eyes. That in order to see them, we must not need any microscope. So this is the study of the macroscopic objects under the mechanics, and that mechanics is known as the classical mechanics. Because classical mechanics revolutionized, or we can say that it was further developed due to the Newtons, because Newton is the scientist who play a crucial role in the mechanics, and there are the number of laws that were given by the Newton in the classical mechanics. It is the part of the classical mechanics. Even the electromagnetic inductions, even the law of electromagnetic theory that was given by the Maxwell, even the optics that is also progressed in the mechanics. So the lot of the work that was given are in the classical mechanics. So this is the one of the oldest branch of the physics that is mostly understood or developed by the scientists from the up to history to up to till today. Number of the scientists think that why objects move. But after finally Galileo and Newton were the scientists who said whatever the objects they move in the universe, they have the secret, and that secret is nothing, just only force that has ability to move them. So whatever the objects in the universe, they exist, they move, whatever they have, they possess motion, whether they should be in the one dimension, whether they should move in the two dimension, whether they should move in the three dimension. But the fact is that there is no any object that move in the three dimension except the light. So whatever the objects move in the universe, they have the nature, they have the secret due to the force they move in the universe. So basically, number 2 branch is electricity. Electricity is the branch which revolutionized the whole world, global world, because due to electricity, everything has run comfortable completely. As we can say that whatever the electrical circuits, electrical devices that are based on electricity. So electricity made a crucial role in our daily life. Suppose without fan, without refrigerator, without um, air condition, without computer, we are nothing in the 21st century. So these all are the electronic and electrical devices that are totally based on the electricity. Now question is that what electricity is? Actually electricity is nothing, just it is the flow of charges. That charges move from one place to another place with respect to time is known as the electric current, and that electric current flows from one place to another in any material. That is the actually the electricity. So electricity is just the flow of the electric charges due to in any material, that is known as the electricity. Or we can say that suppose the charges, we have two types. It does not matter that whether the charges must be positive or negative, no matter. Positive charges move, it's also electric current. Negative charges move, that's also an electric current. So due to the motion of the charges, whether they should be positive or negative, that is the electric current. The application of electric current that deals with the electricity. So electricity is the branch of physics that deals with the electric current and its applications. Number 2, magnetism. Actually, magnetism also deals with the magnets, which is studied about magnets, its structures and its properties. Suppose we have the structure of the magnet is bar magnet, and each and every magnet has two poles, north and south. So this is a bar magnet having two sides, north or south. Means if you will break it once again, you will get two sides, north or south, or two poles. So each magnet has its properties, has its own structure. So property is that it means north and north side always ripple, because same poles always ripple, while the different or unlike poles always attract. So this is the property of the magnetism. The magnets behave or magnets attract with the unlike poles, and magnets ripple with the same or like poles. So and its structures are so many, as we can say horseshoe magnet in that form, and also we can say bar magnet. Number of the types of the magnets, and number of the magnets and the structure that possess. But no matter structure, whatever structure might be, but the fact is that magnet also is the source of the electric current or electricity. So due to this property, magnetic force means whatever the force they attract or repel, they have the magnetic force. So in the electricity, we have the charges, they should repel or attract. They have also forces, that force is electric force. So in this same manner, we have the magnetic force. So electric force and magnetic force. Here in electricity, charges and magnetism force. Due to similar properties, electricity and magnetism combine into one form, into one branch, that is electromagnetism. Another branch that was introduced, that is known as the electromagnetism. Actually, electromagnetism is nothing, just it is the combined or the collectively study of the electricity and magnetism. Why we study electricity and magnetism combined or collectively? Because electricity and magnetism possess similar properties. Due to similar properties, they are combined or collectively studied, and that term is known as the electromagnetism, that was introduced after the electricity and magnetism being separately individually studied. After we used a new term in order to collect them on the basis of the similar properties, that is known as the electromagnetism. Now question is that what kind of the similar properties electricity and magnetism they possess. Suppose here there are the unlike charges attract, here the same charges are like charges repel. In same manner magnetism, the unlike poles attract and like poles repel. This is the one property. Number 2, in these whatever the positive and negative charge, they must have the force, that is the electric force. because electric charge is always possess electric force, and magnetic force they possess magnetic force. Means another same property force also between two things that combine, whether they attract or repel. This is the second property. And so number of the property, and on the basis of the property electricity and magnetism termed as a electromagnetism, and there was a new branch that was given by the scientists due to this similar properties of the electricity and magnetism. So number 4 branch, atomic physics. Actually, definitely it is in fact it is obvious that atomic physics deals with the atoms, its structure and properties. But from early to till today, it was too much difficult to understand the nature of the matter from beginning to till today. But as earlier scientists say that the means whatever the things they have the nature of the atoms, but they don't know what is actually atom. But up to the different models that were introduced in the classical physics, number 1 Thomson atomic model, after Rutherford atomic model, Bohr's atomic model, then Schrodinger wave equation. So these all are the models that are based on the nature of the matter, what they decide. So let's understand. Actually, it was time that was said that atoms uncuttable, indivisible. It cannot be further divided. It was the time it was said by the number of scientists with such a claim. But this is the time which can make an atom into different parts, into different elements. Means that is the actually a wrong theory that atom cannot be distributed, or atom cannot be indivisible. Atom can be indivisible because the number of the particles that we found inside the atom, they are the suppose electron, proton and neutron. Proton and neutron. So these are the particles that were found in the atom, and this shows the further divisible way of the divisible category of the atom. But question is that what models say that were introduced by the different scientists on the basis of the atom. Thomson atomic model, that is the first model that was up to some extent it is correct. Thomson atomic model is also known as the column coding model. Actually, Thomson says, according to this model, whatever we have suppose we have the watermelon, that's watermelon, and in this watermelon, whatever the seeds, they are considered as electron. He considered that seeds are as electron, while the red part, the rest of the red part of the watermelon is known as the volume, or we can say means the empty space, or the another part of the atom. This was just a little bit concept about the atom that column coding model says according to Thomson. But after Lord Rutherford says atomic model, according to Lord Rutherford model, he says something different. He also introduced or proposed an experiment. That experiment is known as the alpha scattering experiment. Alpha scattering experiment. So you may say Rutherford scattering experiment, alpha scattering experiment, or you may say Lord Rutherford atomic model. This is the one thing. He used a gold foil. Gold foil means actually gold is a metal, so you may also take any other foil, but it should be made of metal. And in different books, somewhere is written as a gold foil, somewhere written as a aluminum foil, somewhere written as a tissue, means tissue also a metal. So whatever the material that is used, that is made of the metal, is known as the metallic foil. So he used suppose we get a gold foil. You may say aluminum foil. So he used aluminum foil, and the number of the alpha particles headed or bombarded toward this foil. Suppose we have this is the gold foil, and it has a metallic nature. Gold means a metallic nature, and number of the alpha particles that were bombarded toward the gold foil. Actually, what happened? Number of the particles, alpha particles, you know, it is a alpha particle is a helium nuclide. It has a doubly ionized, doubly charged, positive charge, and it has a 4 mass. So alpha is bombarded toward the gold foil. So majority of the alpha particles were bombarded or penetrated through the gold foil, but some of them were deflected back with the angle 180. Now, particle like alpha, that is the most heavier as compared to beta or gamma in the mass. So it was penetrated in a majority form, but some of them deflected back. Why? Here at that point, at that moment, Rutherford was surprised. Why? Rutherford says alpha particle heavier one, and that is why mold back. Why that is deflected back only from the tissue paper or any gold foil that is metallic. Means alpha is a heavier one, alpha is a penetrating, but why it is deflected back toward one? It's not why it is not penetrating toward the gold foil or only toward the tissue paper, because tissue paper is also a metallic form. So here at that moment he surprised completely, and whatever the alpha particles they were deflected back, bounced back, they were bounced back with the 180 angle. At that moment, at that time, he was surprised. So it was surprising moment, and he says, you know, from the classical physics, this was concept. It was the common concept that the like charges repel and while the unlike charges subtract. So he said, he shocked, and he said that here alpha definitely possesses positive charge. So he said at that point, at the center of this metallic foil, there is a positive charge that reflects back, that are, we can say that bounced back, and therefore it is not penetrating at the center of the gold foil, because it has the same charge, and the same charge according to concept of the physics, same charge is always repel. So due to this surprise moment, he introduced a new term. He said that center of the matter, the center of the atom is nucleus, and that positive charge that is at the center of the foil, and that was surprise moment. The Rutherford sign is surprise, that is considered as the nucleus. So therefore we say nucleus possesses positive charge, it is more denser, and the majority of the mass that is occupied by the only center of the nucleus or the nucleus. So nucleus is a positively charged, highly dense, and the greater mass of the atom that is possessed only in the nucleus, while the out of the nucleus the rest part of the atom is totally empty. So inside the nucleus there are two things, proton and neutron, and while in the surrounding there are electrons, they move in their respective orbits, in their respective energy level. So the heavier, the greater mass of the atom that is possessed, that is occupied only in the center, and that center is a nucleus that was discovered by Lord Rutherford through the experiment of the alpha scattering experiment, or you may say Lord Rutherford atomic model. So it was a little bit brief. I'm not going to discuss it in the detail. Actually, I mean to discuss here only the branches of physics in a little bit brief. So this was the atomic physics, and atomic physics deals with the atoms, and that was atom deals with the different atomic models that we greatly defined here. And so the all the models define in different form atom, how what atom is, so in the different form, in the different nature, in the different character, in the different thoughts, each and every scientist through his model defines. So another model that is after the Lord Rutherford, that is a Bohr's atomic model. Even there are also the number of the models after the Bohr's atomic model. So these all models define the atom and its nature. Defines all matter and its nature. What is the nature of the matter? What is the root? What is the fundamental particle of the matter? So actually, we say atom is no more a fundamental particle. Atom is a particle that we cannot see through our naked eye, no doubt, but it is a microscopic particle. So it was said that the atom is the simplest particle, it cannot be divided, but now it's opposite totally, that atom can be divisible, atom can be divided into further parts. So we have the three fundamental ones: electron, proton, neutron. So electron is an elementary particle, proton, neutron. So those particles which have the charge, they possess charge, they are the elementary particles. So electron, proton, neutrons are the particles of the matter or atom, we can say. So if we categorize into detail, then we also say into the nucleus proton and neutron exist, and also in the proton and neutron there are also number of the quarks you should find into the nucleus further. Even if you divide electron in a family, different family, then also that family is known as the lepton family. So you can also find the neutrino, muon, electron, these are the lepton family. So atom can be divided into number of the particles. So it is completely a wrong concept that atom cannot be divided. Even whenever I study lower class books, I surprise myself or shocked that in the even 9th chemistry book, these things are written that atom is indivisible. And really I shocked that how it is indivisible. It is divided into a number of the particles: protons, neutrons, electrons, quarks. Even we can say that a number of the other particles, what they exist inside the atom. So just make a concept that atom is divisible. Atom is divisible. This was the little bit concept about the atom and its properties and its structure. Different atom has different structures. Suppose we can say that this is the pen, these are the atoms. So matter also decided that what we have the matter, whether solid, liquid or gas. So at different metals, we have different matter, we have different kind of the role of the atom inside them, because in gaseous state the atoms they move under the further speed, they have the empty space between them, they have the empty distance between them and the solid. They are in a rigid form, they are in a clustered form, they move, they possess vibration motion, but they do not move further. So as compared to gaseous state. So it was a good concept about the atom or atom basis. So another branch we have, that is nuclear physics. Actually, we have discussed nuclear physics or nucleus inside the atom. The center of atom is the nucleus and the nuclear properties and whatever things they possess by the nucleus, that is the nuclear physics. Actually, nuclear physics deals with the nucleus, that is the center of the atom, and its structure, its properties that are dealt by the nucleus or nuclear physics. So its properties are, we can say that it's a nuclear weight, nuclear mass. Number 2, nuclear radii. Number 3, density. So these are the properties of the nucleus. So the study of these properties, the study of the structure is considered or dealt by the nuclear physics. It is a little bit concept or brief concept I'm not going in detail because it's up to your level. So now we have then another branch, medical physics. Actually, at the modern world, medical physics has a character scope. Suppose we can say that medical physics means some students think that medical is a completely different branch, while physics is a completely different branch. How medical physics means? What medical physics mean? Actually, it doesn't mean that medical means there are the medical things are we can say that are the on the basis of the biological things. No matter these something are different. Means medical physics totally based on the medical equipments. Medical equipments. Suppose X-ray machine. This is also one of the role of the medical physics. So the equipment, the study of the equipments, the study of the medical equipments in order to check any patient in the medical side, that is totally related by the medical physics. So medical physicists plays a crucial role in order to understand or in order to set up the that all the equipments that are used to make a safe any patient. So this is totally related by the medical physics. So another devices means they operate in the different hospitals. They are also the on the basis of medical physics. So on. And the last branch we have, that is astrophysics. Astrophysics. Actually, astrophysics deals with the heavier objects that should exist in the space. Means astrophysics deals with the space. Astrophysics deals with those objects that should exist in the space. Suppose we can say that what kind of objects exist in the space. Number one, we have a galaxy. Number two, stars. Number three, different kind of stars are there. We can say the planets. So whatever the objects, whatever the material, whatever the matter, they exist in the space that are dealt by the astrophysics. So astrophysics deals with the heavier objects, macroscopic objects, and that macroscopic objects are galaxies, supernova, stars, planets, etc. Means just you may say astrophysics deals with the those objects which exist in the space.